Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel USA Immigration and Visa. Today we are going to discuss important question that is asked in every F1 visa interview, and an answer to this is your make or break moment for F1 dream. Who is your sponsor and what is their income source? Let's start the video. During a F1 visa interview, it's common for interviewer to ask about the sponsor and their income source. The interviewer will ask this question to confirm that you have enough funding secured to cover your tuition and living expenses during your study at U.S. institution. To successfully answer questions about your sponsorship, you should prepare the following details. 1. Identify your sponsor. The first step is to identify your sponsor, e.g., parents, siblings, or relatives. This may be a family member, friend, or someone else who has agreed to financially support you during your studies in the U.S. Make sure you have the name and contact information of your sponsor handy. 2. Explain your sponsor's relationship to you. Once you've identified your sponsor, explain your relationship to them. For example, you may say, "My sponsor is my father's brother, who has agreed to support me during my studies in the U.S. 3. Describe your sponsor's financial situation. Describe your sponsor's financial situation. This may include their occupation, income, and any other sources of financial support they have. For example, you may say, "My sponsor is a doctor and earns $100,000 per year. He also has savings of $40,000 that he will use to support me during my studies in the U.S. 4. Bring supporting documentation. Finally, bring any supporting documentation that can help verify your sponsor's financial situation, such as bank statements or tax returns. This can help demonstrate to the visa officer that your sponsor has the financial resources to support you during your studies in the U.S. During the visa interview, you should be able to provide specific details about your sponsor's income, savings, and work, and be able to answer cross-questions about their business if needed. It is also important to have a good understanding of your sponsor's work or business to show the visa interviewer that your sponsor is legitimate and you are well informed. Answer 1. My sponsor is my father, who is a successful entrepreneur in our home country. He owns a chain of retail stores that generate an annual revenue of $1.5 million. His personal income is around $150,000 per year, and he has agreed to support me during my studies in the U.S. In addition, he also earns around $15,000 by renting 2 of his houses and has a saving of $40,000 in a bank for my studies. Answer 2. My sponsor is my uncle, who is a successful furniture businessman in my home country. He has agreed to support me financially during my studies in the U.S. His company generates an annual revenue of $500,000, and he has a personal income of $80,000 per year. He also holds a 30% ownership of potato farm in my village where we grow potato in 20 acres of land. Through this, he earns around $20,000 every year. With his strong financial support, I will complete my studies in the U.S. Answer 3. My sponsor is my aunt, who is a doctor in the U.S. She has been practicing medicine for over 10 years and has an annual income of $200,000. She has offered to support me during my studies and has also agreed to let me stay with her until I find suitable accommodation. Follow-up questions. Visa officers can ask cross-questions to understand that your sponsor is legitimate. You need to have thorough understanding of your sponsor's business or job so that you can confidently answer all the cross-questions. For answer 1, potential cross-questions could be: 1. That's great to hear that your father is supporting you during your studies in the U.S. Can you tell me more about his retail stores? How long has he been in business, and what type of products does he sell? 2. You mentioned that your father has a personal income of around $150,000 per year and additional income from rental properties. Can you tell me more about his rental properties? How many properties does he own, and what type of properties are they, e.g., residential, commercial? Follow-up questions for answer 2 could be: 1. How long has your uncle been in the furniture business, and what inspired him to go into this industry? 2. Can you elaborate on the details of your uncle's ownership in the potato farm, such as the number of people involved, the profitability of the venture, and the impact it has on the local community? Follow-up questions for answer 3 could be: 1. What kind of doctor is your aunt? 2. Will you be contributing to household expenses while staying with your aunt, or will she be covering all expenses? Visa interview scenarios. Let's take a look at a visa interview example scenario where a visa officer asks about the sponsor and cross-questions the student based on their answer. Visa interviewer: who is your sponsor? Student: my parents will be sponsoring my education in the US. Visa interviewer: what do they do? What are their income sources? Student: my father runs a gold jewelry shop called Mahalakshmi Jewelry Shop in Mumbai, and he makes and sells jewelry items such as gold chains, rings and bracelets. His annual income is around $25,000 US. My mother is a principal of school in Mumbai. Her annual income is $20,000 US. Moreover, my family has a savings of around $40,000 US. We also have 2 houses in Pune which we have rented out. Our annual income from rent is around $8,000 US. Excluding all the expenses, our annual saving is around $35,000 US, which is more than enough for my education expenses. Visa interviewer: you mentioned your father runs a gold jewelry shop. Do you know what is the current price of gold in India? Student: yes, the current price of gold in India is 1,05,000. Visa interviewers might ask cross-questions about the sponsor to confirm that the sponsor is legitimate and you have a good understanding of their work/business. Therefore, have a good knowledge regarding your sponsor work/business. It is crucial to have a solid understanding of your sponsor's financial situation and income source while answering sponsorship questions in a F1 visa interview. By being well prepared with bank statements, details about your sponsor's work and income, you can illustrate to the visa interviewer that you have sufficient funds to cover your education and living expenses in the US. It is important to be confident and knowledgeable when answering these questions, as it will increase your chances of being granted the visa and pursuing your studies in the US. Have you got any loans? How do you plan on repaying your loan? If you do not have any loans, you simply say that you do not. Otherwise, honestly tell the interviewer about the quantum of the loan you have applied for and from where you have received the same. You can also say that you will be able to find a good job in your home country upon your graduation and repay the same. Do not suggest by any means that you would be paying off the loan by taking up odd jobs in the US. That's all in this video. Hope the information helped you to get success in US visa interview and achieve F1 dream. See you next time.